Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in an air sign. Basically motivated by intellectual concepts and social ideals. Recharges energy through social involvement and intellectual stimulation. Sun in Libra. Creative energy directed toward interpersonal relationships and initiating ideas. Needs to be recognized for impartiality, fairness, kindness, and ability to harmonize opposing energies. Radiates sociable, graceful, intellectual vitality and a refined sensitivity to beauty. Constant urge to create balance in one's relationships and lifestyle. Sense of individuality can be obliterated through overconcentration on pleasing others. The moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in fire signs. Reacts to changing experiences with direct action and enthusiasm. Feels comfortable when expressing confidence and strength. Moon in Sagittarius. Reacts enthusiastically and idealistically, based on beliefs and philosophy. Inner contentment felt when aspiring toward or promoting one's ideals, or when progressing toward one's future goals. Subconscious predisposition to question, to search for meaning, an innate, broad-minded, tolerant, buoyant attitude toward life. Feels comfortable when exploring, traveling, being outdoors, and loves a sense of freedom. Orientation toward emotional beliefs can lead to gullibility, arrogance, fanaticism, or a pretentious preachiness. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science, copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Sagittarius. Wants to feel free to roam. Restless and lacking in continuity. Needs fixed signs to anchor them. Philosophical. Friendly and optimistic. Wants to help others, but forgets. If afflicted to Jupiter, too extravagant. Faults are those of overdoing, not underdoing. Keen love of sports if aspected to Mars. The gamblers of life. Not apt to have many close friends, but many acquaintances. A feeling for religious philosophy, but not dogma and creed. Loves to roam. Needs to learn to think before speaking. In a male chart, will attract a freedom-loving female. Direct and talkative. Sun-Moon Alchemy. The elemental combinations of the sun sign and the moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each sun-moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. The fire-air type is a real live wire, full of exciting ideas and able to communicate them with tremendous zeal, which impresses and persuades everyone around them. If taken to the extreme, this makes this individual full of bluster and bombast, long-winded and prone to be carried away by his own rhetoric and eloquence. Others may also be carried away, as he tends to have lots of joie de vivre, cleverness, and charisma. Noel Coward, Sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini, expresses the wit and impatience of this combination well. I write at high speed because boredom is bad for my health. Indeed, boredom is something this type usually shuns and can avoid because they think and live at such a fast pace. If the sun is in air and the moon is in fire, the effect is rather like that of a hot air balloon, a beautiful way to travel that takes you way up into the giddy heights. So likewise, this type tends to be a utopian idealist, seeing ever more distant sunny shores to which the human race may travel, loftier vistas and wider horizons. Alternatively, if this type gets on a high horse, they can be very moralistic, quote-unquote knowing exactly what is good for us. Shadow side. This type is a potential visionary, but visionaries need earthiness in order to bring ideas to fruition. The fire-air individual can be impractical and may exhaust himself with his intense sociability and the generation of stimulating ideas and new risks. If he remains in the realm of impersonal possibilities, he becomes cut off from body and the more mundane but essential needs of human life. And without emotional vulnerability, they miss out on real intimacy. Relationships. Fire-air types are so mentally active and gregarious, so keen to understand and to share their understanding, that they rarely play the role of the loner in the crowd. Their interests drive them on, and when they get to their destination, they meet and strike up conversations and relationships with other interesting mavericks. In a relationship, they need intellectual rapport and plenty of freedom to pursue their own interests. They may often be out of touch with their feelings and emotional needs, and an earth-water type can help remind them that they are, in fact, human. There is a kind of restlessness, eternal youthfulness about the fire-air type. They may often be out of touch with their feelings and emotional needs, and an earth-water type can help remind them that they are, in fact, human, earth and water being the opposite of air and fire. There's a kind of restless, eternal youthfulness about the fire-air type, which is very appealing, but without the challenges of serious relationship, they can remain somewhat emotionally immature and superficial. Male versus female. The extroverted, enthusiastic, and argumentative qualities of this type are applauded in males, whilst females of this type tend to be seen as masculine and intimidating. Female fire-air types tend not to settle for traditional roles that limit their potential and are therefore often at the cutting edge of social change. Both males and females of this type lead pacey lives to some extent and can often live by their wits and land themselves at opportunity's doorstep with the greatest of ease. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William U. Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Libra, Moon in Sagittarius, the freedom fighter. You must have the room to believe and do as you want. You most admire honesty, both in yourself and in others. You are never fearful to do what you think is moral or to say precisely what you feel. Your outlook is idealistic and your perspective broad and extensive, but you may have some bewilderment when you find that others do not always match your standards of integrity or subscribe to your strange beliefs. You draw people to you with your free-spirited, courageous, and cheerful nature. Because your character is very self-governing, excitable, and restive, freedom is what you need most. You become incensed when someone tries to limit your expressive style or infringe on your way of life, even though you are even-tempered in most cases. Seeing the world through rose-colored glasses is a Libra Sagittarian preference, so even if you believe you are always being truthful and uncomplicated in your dealings, there are times when brutal idealism stops you from perceiving the whole truth. Do not allow philosophy to rule every move or blind you to the more pragmatic parts of life, just because your convictions are admirable. You like to play with abstract notions and ideas as an intellectual, and details always slow you down. You prefer thinking about the infinity of surveying the universe to balancing your checkbook. You prefer thinking about the infinity of surveying the universe to balancing your checkbook. Many of your lofty ideas can be put to good use in a more practical realm. Nothing is better for the Libra Sagittarian than to go off on an African safari or an Alaskan expedition, so go ahead and book your ticket. Any sort of physical exercise is also good for you. You are an idealist with love, as with all things. Fantasizing about your perfect lover is usually the start. You are a great lover and are giving, affectionate, and open. Unfortunately, most of them stay stuck in your mind just because you lack discipline. Mix it with some good old-fashioned common sense and think of what you could do with all that inspiration. The barriers have been broken before. Imagination is a very powerful aspect of your combination. Do not let your overactive mind take you off into fantasy land in the middle of a chat or a day at work. Fantasy is not a substitute for experience, but you admittedly do need both to be healthy. It is likely that you feel a need to travel to faraway lands because your combination has a lot of restless energy and inquisitiveness. Notes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Sun in Libra, Moon in Sagittarius, your greatest strengths. Your lively spirit of cooperative enthusiasm, grace, wit, eternal optimism, good humor, ability to see the larger vision and new ways of doing things, flair for persuasion and publicity. Your greatest weaknesses, tendency to overstretch yourself and overestimate your capacities, to hide personal problems with workaholism, appearing too proud and aloof from others, emotional naivety, a lack of introspection and blindness to your own deeper motives. Images for integration. Bob Geldof spins Band-Aid out of the air to help famine-stricken Africa.